Are Jewish men allowed to wear wedding rings?
It could be a complicated question, which maybe you have to ask to your local rabbi, but I'll try and explain the general ideas. Number one, and that's an important thing. In the Jewish wedding, the man marries the woman. That's probably something that's been throughout history, not just in the Jewish wedding, but lahavdil, by all people it was like that. That's the way Hashem created the world. There came new ideas called equality, gender equality, that the woman should marry the man. Now, gender equality may mean that perhaps in previous times there has been times of abusing women and not treating them properly, something which in Judaism we always knew the idea that a man is obligated, as the Gemara says, to honor his wife, to love his wife like he loves himself, and to honor her more than he honors himself. One's honor of one's wife comes more and stronger and more than his own honor. And in fact, there's many halachas and Torah that come because of that, which means that it wasn't any idea ever that a woman is put down in Jewish history. On the contrary, the woman is called the akeres habayis, the main one in the home, the basis of the home, etc. But a woman can't become a man, and a man can't become a woman, because the man was created a man, and the woman a woman, because that's their mission. And each one has their own mission, and the beauty and the power of the woman is the fact that she's a woman and she doesn't try to become a man. So from the gender equality, there started a concept that the woman should marry the man. Now, according to halacha, that doesn't work. In fact, according to halacha, if under the chuppah, the man gives the woman a ring and the woman gives the man a ring as well, the kiddushin are not, in halacha, it's a problem for the entire idea of the kiddushin, whether they can apply. Because the Torah puts that the man marries the woman, and in fact, more than that, we say, Hakalo sheisekes, the man says, Hareat mikudeshes li, you are destined for me, you are set aside for me. The kala is silent. The Rabbi explains an interesting thing, the silence of the kala, that is what consummates the marriage. More than the words that the man says is the silence of the woman. It's not an inactive, passive silence, but rather it's an active silence that actually gives that power. However, the way that it works is that the man says it and the man gives the ring of the kiddushin. If the woman also wants to give her husband a ring, that's not kiddushin. She can give it not under the chuppah, she can give it at a different time, and that can be done. That doesn't take away from the kiddushin. Whether or not a man can wear a ring, that depends if it's called a beged isha or not, a woman's garment. It's true that men had worn rings in the past. Kings used to wear rings, but they wore signet rings. A man didn't wear a regular ring. And even today, usually a ring, yes, there's something called a man's ring, and therefore it perhaps does not violate the Torah's law of al gever lo yilbash, but generally throughout time, especially amongst Jews, generally a man did not wear a ring, a regular ring, as a ring which is made for jewelry. A woman wore a ring, a man wore a signet ring. So can a man wear a woman's ring? A wedding ring depends whether it's called beged isha, a woman's garment, or not. Just to add with an interesting point, someone told me this. He got married and his wife wanted him to wear a wedding ring. He says, no, this is the Chabad, don't wear wedding rings. And she said to him, he was Chabad, but he didn't wear a beard and he didn't wear the traditional Chabad garb. So she said to him like this, if you'll grow a beard and you look like a rabbi, you don't have to wear a wedding ring, because then you go to your workplace, no women will start with you because you look like a rabbi. But if not, then if you're not wearing a wedding ring, they won't know you're a married man, you have to wear a wedding ring. So sometimes the idea of wearing the wedding ring is something in order to show that the man's a married man. But in general, as we said, if someone's wearing a beard, etc., he knows that it's not going to make the difference that the whole world has to know if he's a married man or not a married man. That's not where the concept lies. So just to summarize the idea, whether or not a man's allowed to wear a wedding ring, it depends if it's called a beged isha. Generally, it's considered to be the jewelry, and a ring is considered a woman's garb, not a man's garb. As we said, a man wore a signet ring. Whether or not today that there's special men's rings, whether it's called a man's garb, but you have to find out from your local rabbi how it is in your place. But that's why in general, in Chabad, by most religious Jews, generally the custom has always been that men don't wear rings. But the concept of giving a ring, that one has to be careful how it's given. It should not be for kiddushin, and certainly not under the chuppah. If it's under the chuppah, it could be problematic to the whole concept of the kiddushin.